Breaking news first at 10. A busy road in Greensboro is closed right now while police investigate a crash.
Police say that all lanes on Wendover Avenue are closed at Gatewood Avenue. No word yet how many vehicles are involved or if anyone is hurt.
And to more breaking news just into our newsroom from Chapel Hill.
For the second night in a row, a high school football team will return to the Triad with a state title. The Grimsley Whirlies just defeated the Cardinal Gibbons Crusaders 28-8 for the 4A state championship. It is their first football title in 61 years.
A lot to celebrate tonight. Lauren Walsh is getting those highlights together for an action-packed night in sports. Just last night in the same stadium, Mount Tabor won their first ever state championship.
Let's take a look at what's in store weather-wise. What a great night all around, right?
Yeah, a little cool if you ask me. A little windy too. Let's get to meteorologist Michelle Kennedy with a look at your forecast tonight.
It is a bit crisp out there. We are definitely glad though that the winds have started to drop. At least the gusts are down in the 12-mile-an-hour range for the southeastern Triad. Our temperatures over the next few hours too will be dipping down into the 40s. You've got low to mid 40s the next couple of mornings, 64 by Monday morning, then 51 on Tuesday morning. So we do see temperatures increasing from morning lows and afternoon highs too until we hit about Tuesday where the next front comes in, and we even have rain and storm chances returning for Monday. Tonight though, there's one more spoke for this low wrapping in. This could trigger a few isolated showers through early tomorrow morning, mainly in the mountains. So it looks to be a northern edge of the Blue Ridge Parkway, northern Piedmont. You can see the temperatures over the last few hours dipping from the 60s as that front pulled through to the east. We've continued to see drier air, cooler temperatures. You're down to 53 in Mount Airy right now, 56 Winston-Salem, 57 in Asheboro. And as the winds are starting to drop, we expect those temperatures to cool pretty quickly into those 40s. So drying out, but now we expect an isolated shower mainly in the mountains. Overnight, your temperatures down into the 40s. As we mentioned, we'll keep in a 40% chance of a few spotty showers for the mountains. We'll have more for you coming up, and take a look at your Mother's Day forecast too.
All right, Michelle, 3 men accused of chasing down and killing a black jogger in Georgia have a trial date. It's scheduled to begin October 18th. 2 of the men, Gregory and Travis McMichael, claim to be conducting a citizen's arrest, saying they acted in self-defense. William Bryan Jr. recorded Ahmaud Arbery's death and allegedly hit him with his truck after joining the McMichaels in the chase. All 3 were indicted last month on hate crimes and attempted kidnapping charges. Pasquotank County Sheriff says that Andrew Brown's family will be able to see more body camera footage from last month's deadly shooting involving deputies. A judge issued a written ruling saying that they could see more than the 20-second clip they've already watched, but they will be limited to less than 20 minutes of the nearly 2 hours of recorded footage. The sheriff says they'll see the video on Tuesday.
New federal charges have been filed against 4 former Minneapolis police officers. They're all accused of violating George Floyd's civil rights. These new charges coming just a little more than 2 weeks after Derek Chauvin was found guilty of murder. Meredith Wood explains these new charges and what they mean.
Former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin now facing new federal charges in George Floyd's death. The indictment accusing Chauvin of depriving Floyd of the right to be free from unreasonable seizure, which includes unreasonable use of force.
We don't want to see another person get murdered the same way that George Floyd lost his life.
3 other former officers that were on the scene of the detention of Floyd are now also facing federal charges on top of their state charges. 2 of the officers accused of not intervening to stop Chauvin's use of force, and all 4 are charged with not giving Floyd medical aid. Floyd family attorneys responding to the indictments in a statement saying, quote, "We are encouraged by these charges and eager to see continued justice in this historic case." Derek Chauvin is also facing new federal charges with civil rights violations in a 2017 incident against a 14-year-old. The newly unsealed indictment alleging Chauvin held the teen by the throat, striking them in the head multiple times with a flashlight. In that case, Chauvin allegedly also put his knee on the teenager's neck and upper back even after he was lying prone, handcuffed, and not resisting. The White House says the new indictments are a reminder of the need for police reform.
It's a reminder of the need to put police reform in place through our legislative process and put those reforms in place across the country.
Meredith Wood, WXII 12 News.
Derek Chauvin will be sentenced next month. 3 other officers involved will go to trial together this summer on the same state charges. All 3 have pleaded not guilty.
Despite unprecedented federal action and a public awareness campaign, a rise in anti-Asian attacks has been reported across the country. Nadia Romero has a closer look at what's being done.
A relentless rise in anti-Asian hate incidents as the Asian American Pacific Islander community marks its Heritage Month.
This is a bittersweet moment. This has got to stop, and we have to come together as a community.
New data from the group Stop AAPI Hate shows more than 6,600 hate incidents were reported since March 19, 2020. More than 2,400 of those happened in the first 3 months of this year alone. And nearly 65% of total incidents were reported by women. The group's co-founder, Cynthia Chess, says it's a troubling trend.
A majority of the respondents are people who identify as women who have described really horrifying incidents of.
This week, 2 elderly women stabbed in San Francisco, a 63-year-old along with 85-year-old Chu Fong, whose family says she was waiting for the bus after buying groceries when she was targeted.
I was in shock and in disbelief that I can't believe this happened to my grandma, right?
The rise in incidents like these comes despite historic federal action. At the White House, President Joe Biden taking executive action to respond to anti-Asian violence. And on Capitol Hill, the Senate passing an anti-Asian hate bill.
We certainly need to do more than what's called for in this bill, but it is certainly a start.
Activists agree, saying more needs to be done. Stop AAPI Hate also demanding schools take action to protect Asian American students when in-person learning fully reopens.
We want people to be educated and in some case re-educated around the anti-Asian racism, the COVID-related racism.
I'm Nadia Romero reporting.
The bill passed in the Senate aims to equip law enforcement and communities to better deal with the rise in attacks and requires the Justice Department to appoint someone to assist with an expedited review of hate crimes.
The Justice Department released a proposal that would broaden the definition of firearm, requiring some gun-making kits to include a serial number. The notice comes weeks after President Joe Biden promised to crack down on ghost guns. Those are homemade firearms that don't have serial numbers and are often purchased without a background check. That makes them totally untraceable. For years, federal and local law enforcement leaders have been lobbying against these guns, saying they allow people banned from owning guns to make one themselves.
Investigators have identified the man found dead in a dumpster in Wilkesboro. He is 31-year-old Anthony Absher. Police discovered his body in the dumpster along South Cherry Street yesterday. Now, officials are working to determine a cause of death. The SBI is helping Wilkesboro police with the investigation. And in Pilot Mountain, 3 teens charged with killing a 17-year-old whose body was discovered yesterday at Armfield Civic Center. His name has not yet been released, but detectives tell us their investigation led them to a 16-year-old and 2 17-year-old boys. In addition to first-degree murder, the 3 are also charged with armed robbery and conspiracy to commit armed robbery.
Now here's the latest on COVID-19's impact in North Carolina. This graph shows you the daily cases reported to DHHS since the pandemic started early last year. The yellow line represents the 7-day rolling average, which continues to trend downward. The state reported more than 1,900 cases today. The total number of cases since March 2020 tops 980,000. Right now, 4.4% of tests are coming back positive, and that's below our state's target goal of 5%. A total of 12,780 North Carolinians have died from this virus. And when it comes to vaccinations, just over half the adult population is at least partially vaccinated. Almost 44% are considered fully vaccinated. Pfizer is taking a large leap forward, applying for its vaccine to get full approval. The FDA is expected to authorize the company's vaccine for kids 12 to 15 as early as next week. For kids younger than that, the timeline is further behind. But a clinical trial at Duke University Health System is studying this vaccine in kids 5 to 11. Sarah Krugler spoke with 2 young boys who are excited to be part of this trial.
Dr. Cameron Wolf was one of the first in the country to get a Pfizer vaccine as part of a clinical trial. Now, 5-year-old Lachlan and 7-year-old Callum are following in their father's footsteps.
You guys wanted to chip in and help that, didn't you? So that kind of was an easy choice. We have good faith in the science, so that part's easy.
The boys are part of a trial at Duke studying the Pfizer vaccine in 5 to 11-year-olds.
So, Lachlan, why did you think the vaccine was a good idea? Why did you do it?
Because it would let scientists know that the vaccine would work on kids like my age, so they could get their vaccine faster.
The boys see their participation as a way to protect themselves and others.
If we can get a decent vaccine uptake in school kids who can be vectors to this, then we get closer to a herd immunity level. But it's also important for them, for their role in herd immunity and not, inadvertently infecting grandparents and all those sorts of things that we've talked about.
Both boys have now had both doses with reward donuts after. Unlike adult trials where some people get placebo, in kids' trials, they all get the real deal. Having a fully vaccinated family is opening up opportunities.
We're going to take a short Amtrak ride on the train. They've been looking forward to that. So
yeah, for ages.
That was one thing we're going to take advantage of.
The whole Wolf family hopes their experience encourages others to have faith in the science.
I hope it inspires some trust in the vaccine. My kids have gotten it and they're walking, talking, enjoying life. I think there's sort of a lot of speculation that's not founded.
And that was Sarah Kruger from our NBC affiliate in Raleigh reporting. For children and young adults, doctors say you can expect about the same reaction to the vaccine. Some short-lived fever or fatigue is possible. Pfizer expects to seek authorization for their vaccine for kids, potentially as young as 2 in the fall. Well, new tonight, a tool that could save you a trip, some time, and maybe even some money. The North Carolina court system wants you to know about their expanded online services. You can pay, reduce, or even get a ticket dismissed without having to wait in line at your county courthouse. Case data is also updated automatically, resulting in quicker resolution of cases. Officials in the judicial branch say the online option can also help with safety during the pandemic. If you have a citation to take care of, visit www.nccourts.gov/services.
Governor Roy Cooper signing 3 bills into law today, among them SB 390, the UNC Law Enforcement Recruitment Bill. Campus police officers will have the chance to further their education through UNC system schools free of charge. It is a story that Bill O'Neill first told you about last week after the Senate approved the legislation. You can find his report on WXII12.com.